and black that's making you run. I feel alright and we'll feel alright, 'cause we'll work it out. Yeah, we'll work it out. I'll be doing this if you ever doubt, till the love runs out, till the love runs out. I'll be your ghost, your game, your stadium. I'll be your 50,000, clapping like one. I feel alright and I feel alright, 'cause I worked it out. Yeah, I worked it out. I'll be doing this if you ever doubt, till the love runs out, till the love runs out. I've got my mind made up and I can't let go. I'm killing every second till it saves my soul. I'll be running till the love runs out, till the love runs out. And we'll start a fire and we'll shut it down, till the love runs out, till the love.
All right, how you doing, everyone? It's Jerry McKee, and right here on Monday at 7 o'clock. A few minutes after. So what? We time's changing. That's what it is. And we got a great guest. We got Andrea Benz, like the Mercedes Benz, and I tell you what, she's a little bit finer than the Mercedes Benz when it comes to playing the guitar and singing. We're going to hear some of her songs and ask her some questions and all kind of things. She's from. Were you born in Switzerland?
Yeah, I grew up there, born and raised.
Yeah. Now, how old was you when you come to, say, United States?
I moved here 5 years ago.
5 years ago? Is it much of a culture shock?
Not really, because I knew the U.S. pretty well. Like I went to college here before, and then moved back, and I had some family here, so I've been here a lot.
Oh, okay, great. Now, I know you started around 8 years old playing the guitar, and
Mhm.
uh, what got your interest peaked in playing music? Did some of your family play music, or and growing up, how did you uh, just peak out there?
So my mom played guitar, and that's why she had this old acoustic guitar. And I actually wanted to play drums, but my parents said that's not gonna happen because it's too loud. And they said, but we have this guitar here. So I started playing guitar because at that time, at my age, every other kid would play an instrument. It was kind of normal to just play an instrument. So I picked the guitar, and I went to weekly lessons, but I was not taking it very seriously at that age.
Well, you're young in age, and plus, you want to be a drummer.
Yeah, I wanted to be a drummer.
Yeah, I had last week Michael McNeil. He played for the Three Dog Night, and
Hmm.
and then he was on, and he said that he got his first drum set when he was little. I says, "Did they put you in the garage?" He says, "They wanted to put me in the closet."
That's
now,
funny.
I've listened to a lot of your reels, and you're probably one of the best guitarists I have seen in a long, long time. It just so
Oh, thank
smooth,
you.
and it's like it's nothing to you. I mean, I tried playing the guitar when I was smaller, and even when I got older, and man, it was horrible. It was horrible. Now, when you was in Switzerland growing up, when did you really get to play for your first gig? That did you have a band then?
Yes. So, yeah, so like I said, I started when I was 8, but then I just took lessons for years, but I didn't take it very seriously. When I was a teenager, that's when I got into country music. And I watched the CMA Awards and I saw like Brad Paisley and Keith Urban play, and they got me really hooked. So from that moment on, I would practice country guitar, and my goal was to play in a country band. And when I was like 18 years old, I believe, I joined my first country band, and it was all like older guys, but they all accepted me and basically gave me a start. And we were like family. We were together for quite a few years. We even like played in Africa together. So in Germany, and yeah, it was exciting.
I mean, I've looked at some of you, and you just like played around the world. Uh,
Yeah, I've literally played on like 4 different continents, and yeah, a lot of different countries.
yeah, I'm sorry, I had to reach up here and flick something up here when I was, when you get started, and technology is great, but sometimes one little flicker go poink, and you say,
Oh, I know. Yeah,
I
that's
know.
how it is.
You have never had no problem like that, have you?
Of course not.
No, no. What is one of your moments? I don't want you to be embarrassment like, but what is one of your moments that you just kind of it's just one of them laughable moments that I ask each artist this. When whether you're on stage or whether you're on here, what is those moments of saying, "Oh no, I can't believe that happened."
I mean, one moment is, and it happens every now and then, is when I tune the E string down to play like a song that's in drop D tuning, and I forget to tune it back up. Like, I mean, that has never happened to me like on an important show, but on these bar gigs that I play every day,
Uh-huh.
it literally sometimes happens because we would talk between songs and I would just not realize that I'm still in that tuning, and I would start the new song and it sounds just horribly wrong. But it's every time it's like it's a laugh because a lot of people know what the problem is, and yeah. Lucky it never happened like on an important gig because I cannot let that happen. Like it's yeah.
Well, my reading a little bit of your bio is like you are a perfectionist, is what I've
I
heard.
am, yeah.
And that's a good thing, because when you're playing all around Switzerland and you're writing songs. Now some songs that you kind of go back to the country genre, where you uh, why did you pick country?
Um, I kind of grew up with country. Like my parents would listen to country, and it's always been my favorite genre. I mean, of course, growing up, I had like my hip hop phase, and I had like the punk rock phase, but none of these styles got to me like country.
I,
Like,
I I don't know.
yeah,
I can't see you in punk rock for some reason or another. Uh, did you dress the part?
I did. Yeah, I mean, yeah, like all black and like these wide like skater pants and wide hoodies, and yeah.
Well, I can't say nothing. I grew up in the '70s, doing disco and all this stuff here, and the wide collars and the wide belts and the platform shoes and all that.
Hmm.
So I can't say too much about that right there. But I didn't see any pictures on that because I looked to see if I found any of your pictures. Uh,
That's funny. Yeah, I don't have any pictures from them. Yeah.
Now, you just listen to you sing like that. When I talk about older country, I'm not talking back in the '60s, like I'm talking about more like in the '90s music. What are some of the stars, country stars there that influenced you and that you like to follow?
So it's definitely those '90s artists like Sarah Evans, Leanne Womack, Martina McBride, um, Pam Tillis, just '90s country. That's what I love the most musically, the lyrics, and their voices. Like, yeah, for me, nothing compares to that. Like, new country does not compare to that, in my
And,
view.
and I've heard that from a lot of interviews that I've done, even a lot of the younger groups coming like yourself, and they sing some of the older country. I've got Alex Miller coming that was on the American Idol,
Oh,
and
that's funny. I just played with him. Like he sat in at my gig on Saturday. I met him
he
the first time. He's awesome.
he is great, isn't he? I mean,
He's
just
so good, and he's funny and just yeah, a good person.
that country swing he has. I'm not gonna love country. I'm in South Carolina, but he has it big time, and you can't help but like him. He just look
Yes, he's so likable. Yeah.
and see he brings back that country style, and that's what I kind of like. I like a little older style like that uh, when Loretta Lynn was alive, and I interviewed her, and she was talking about now she's had some of the older country, but she started coming up in some of the progressive in the '80s, and some of the things that she said that I want to ask you the same thing is that when you become more famous, more people recognizing you and hearing you, are you going to? It's going to be more famous you get. It's going to be harder for you to do normal things. Like she just said, I can't go out to the regular flea market. I can't go to the regular store when I'm on they bring my food to me on the bus and all this right here, and that
Oh
was kind
wow.
of me sad. Uh,
Yeah, that's honestly, that's not what I would want.
no, I know, and what I've seen was a lot of the older artists, even though they are just know them anywhere, like William Golden, that long beard, the Oak Ridge Boy. I got to interview him, and he just was just down to earth, and just like yourself, uh,
Hmm.
it's amazing that they still play and they help other young artists like yourself. Now, you play with the Grammy winner, Paul Overstreet. Is it in Germany?
That was in Germany, yes.
N- Now, and see, there was Charlie McCoy.
Charlie McCoy, yeah, that was in Spain and France.
Yeah, see, that just blows my mind. You're all over the world in the United States, and
Yeah, so I was lucky that so in Europe there's this backup band, they're called EU band, and basically they back up American artists when they tour in Europe, but they can't bring their own band. And I could join that EU band, and that's how I got all these gigs. And I'm really grateful for that.
yeah, and then you ended up in Texas with Dale Watson.
That's right. Yeah. Yep. With
Now, you
Dale, I played in Texas and also a few times in Germany as well.
see, that's just kind of, and I can see why you're in high demand. I mean, if anybody just even listens to, and I listen to all kind of different types of music. And forgive me on my on my other videos that I've got out there. Uh, I kind of do that to aggravate my wife and my grandkids. I've always, since they was little, made little videos of them and played all kind of different characters and stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
So when I got on TikTok there, I had to throw some crazy stuff in there. So, and they're used to it. Now they're in college and things. They get all the friends together and watch them old videos I did of them and stuff. So if you see anything crazy in there, don't judge me. Uh, I like playing and just messing around. Now, you you won several awards also. You the Swiss Country Music Award in 2016. Tell me a little
Yeah.
bit about
Huh? What was that?
that. Tell me a little bit about that. How did
Okay. So yeah, I don't take these awards very seriously. It's not like a CMA award, you know. It's
that's
just
coming up?
Switzerland, and there's an award show there. They do every year. Um, Basically, where bands apply to perform, and then a winner is picked.
Oh,
And
okay.
my band won first place. So, but like I said, I don't know. It sounds good, you know. It's like in my curriculum, but like
Well,
I
I
don't
don't.
overrate like.
To me, it's a award, when you get any type of award, it's something that you accomplished and something that you did or your band did. Now, when you started out, when you did you start out with a band when you was growing up? Do you remember their name? Of course you would. The name of the first band that you had?
Yeah, so the first band's name was Chicken Cage. It's a funny name.
I've got to ask you, how did you come up with that name?
I don't know. So that band was already existing before I joined, and I don't know how they got to that name, but we actually then renamed the band while I was still with them because we just thought that name is just, you
Well,
know.
well, I know that's funny. It's I asked John Caverdy. I don't know if you remember John Caverdy and Beaver Brown Band. They still perform some now, and I asked him. I said, "Why did you get the name Beaver Brown Band?" He said, "They told us that we had to come up with a name, so we locked ourselves up in the garage, and we weren't coming out till we had a name. We had all kind of names, and says there was a can of paint that was on the shelf that said Beaver Brown, so we went with that."
That's so funny. Yeah, sometimes that's how it goes. Just something random can turn into a band name.
Now you got another international country music award out of Texas in 2018.
Yes, right. There's this award show in Texas. It's international, so they invite like people from all over the world. And yeah, I won I think 2 awards there. And again, it's great. Like I love it, but I don't brag with that. It's nothing to brag about.
Well, I don't know. No, any kind of awards is bragging. You work hard because now you practice. How many hours a day do you practice? I mean, I know growing up and learning. I mean, you've got the smoothness that you play. You have to practice a lot.
I
I would
do
think.
practice a lot, and I almost like now I practice more than ever. Like I literally get up in the morning and I practice, and I do some housework in between, and then I go play a gig. But I practice every single day for hours. Like sometimes when I don't play a gig, I would easily practice 10 hours.
Wow, 10 hours.
Mhm.
Well, I tell you what, folks, all you got to do is look at the bottom of the screen. You can contact Andrea Benz, and there's his website. I want you to go on there, and I want you to listen to all these reels she has. It's just like she just says, okay, I'm going to sit down and I'm just going to pick this out right here. And we're going to play some of her music, one of her singing, and one of my favorites. We're going to play that also here in just a couple minutes. But, you know, not only I've talked to other artists, even T. Graham Brown, and I talked to him about how he started his. He snuck out of the house at 15 years old and headed off to Memphis and started playing. And I started. Well, actually, he was eating out of garbage cans and he was living on the streets. And one of his friends had one of those skating rings that he managed, so he let him come down and skate. So when he shut down about 2 o'clock in the morning or somewhere 1 o'clock, he said he went outside and these 2 limousines pulled up, and Elvis got out and asked him, says, "You want to skate?" He said, "Well, they're closed." He says, "Not for me." He skated all night. He took him home and fed him peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. He said that was the best thing. He said, "I've been eating out of garbage cans. It was the best thing." But anyway, they become good friends and all.
Wow.
He bought him his first tour bus. And I thought, that's sides of stories that you don't hear about a lot of the artists that's helping artists like yourself and things.
Yeah.
And, and I think one key thing you had here, you talk about practice, and that's what we can tell the younger folks coming in to music. You've got to practice, right?
You got to practice, and it's like I always tell, because I teach, and I always tell my students, also Brad Paisley practices a lot. Like, because some people think that stars don't practice or like that they're just great, but it's not. Like everybody who's great at guitar or any other instrument, they all practice a whole lot. Of course, there's a certain amount of talent you can be born with, but 90%, 99% is practice.
Exactly. It's like anything. If you're good at it, you got to keep practicing to keep your craft on. And
Right.
see, and a lot of artists that I have interviewed, some young that's left out early like that. You've got something on the edge there that I just says, well, the fantastic is great, and that is 2 college degrees in your pocket, and I love that.
Right.
You always got something to fall back on. And folks, you can call
Mhm.
below if you want to ask, got any questions for her, and we can talk live if you want to talk live on TV. A lot of you shy. So, uh, these which college did you get your degrees? And you got 2 bachelors or a
I
master's in
have
one?
2 bachelors. Yes, I did not do a master's. I basically have 2 bachelors in 2 complete different things. Um, The first one was in like translating, interpreting, because I always played music, but in Switzerland it's really hard to make a living with playing music, so I thought I have to get an education in something that's not music. And I was really good with languages, so that's why I chose the interpreting translating degree, and I did that. And I started like working in a huge corporate company. Um, but I always played music besides that, and I just realized how sitting in an office in front of the computer all day long, that's not me. And then I decided to go back to school and study music and actually get a degree.
Well,
And that's what I did.
you got one of your degrees in arts and jazz, popular music.
Yeah, it's jazz pop. Yeah.
Yeah, wow, that has been pretty easy for you, I would think. Well, not easy because reading music and all that. Like I can't read any music. I can play music, but I cannot.
Yeah, it's
That
the
stuff.
reading part, and then also like the jazz part for me was not easy. Like because I'm not a jazz player, but I really appreciate all the jazz know-how that I acquired because my country playing is influenced by jazz now, and I really love that. But I am not a jazz player.
So do you play any jazz now?
I
You say you
don't.
teach you teach students on how to play.
Yes, but all my students are like they want to learn country, and that's why they pick me pretty much.
Well, I see why they
Yeah,
pick
and
you
I never
anyway.
played jazz live. Like the only time I played jazz was at my recitals, like exams. That's the only time I ever would play with a jazz band.
Now, did you keep any of those videos? I know someone had the video. Your parents, somebody had the video during that time. It'd be kind of
I
neat to kind
don't
of at the beginning and
I
now.
know, yeah. I don't think I have any videos from those exams, and I don't think yeah, my parents weren't even there, and I don't think anybody filmed. It was really like it was mainly those experts sitting there and we played for them. It was
Oh,
not
okay.
like a concert type thing. So
You'll probably hear clocks in the background. I got about 8 in this one room that drives my wife nuts.
oh
Basically, she's watching a movie and it's getting ready to tell who done it, and all of them goes off. Now, now you said you went back to school. I think education is very important because that just only enhances your craft. So that's why I tell the younger folks just getting into music that don't make that your only gold.
yeah,
Have something there that and like you said, you went back and got 2 degrees, and to me that just helps you with your music. And
right.
so and I was a late bloomer too. I went back late. I got a daughter and a son. Both of them are teachers, and I went back later and got mine. I think I was 50 when I when I graduated.
That's
And
great though. I love that.
yeah, and a good thing, they put a big billboard on it, me and some others that was older in there. I says, boy, ain't that something? Senior group, really senior group.
That's cool. I love that.
Now you played with some shows uh, with some musicians. Was it EU band that you backed up several times, or was
Yes. That was with the EU band, yes.
yeah? I mean how exciting was that? You get to meet all these artists. Uh,
It was really great. Like and it was like my first big gig. Like all these gigs were like really professional. They were in huge stages. I would, fly to France, fly to Spain, and also like we never had a rehearsal. So with all these bands, like Charlie McCoy, he flew in from the US. We had no rehearsal. We got on stage and it was a big band. We were like 8 or 9 people on stage, and yeah, I was nervous, but
well, I bet
but
so. I mean, you
it
talk
was
about
so
thousands of
good.
people out there, and
Mhm.
a lot of people ask, how do you don't get nervous when you look out there? Now I know because I've been out in front of a lot of people, and I can do better with 100 or 1,000 people than I can with 10. 10
Yeah, that's
makes
the
me nervous.
thing. And yeah, that is, I fully agree with that. Like when I look out into like an ocean of people, that does not make me nervous. But when it's like those very few people that literally like stare at you, that's what makes me nervous.
Because you're looking right straight on one, and it's like,
Right.
and others you just kind of glance and just swing by it.
Right. And yeah, absolutely.
Now you moved to Nashville in 2019.
Yes, it was like right before COVID started.
Oh, okay. Well, I was in Nashville last year. Went down Music Road down through there, listened to different bands and all. Yeah, it's pretty neat. And some artists on the side playing their music on the side, I like that. I thought it was just so neat. Now that's where you started getting your groundwork in your professional career. Besides all the other things you was doing, you came up with an album that's got a lot of your songs in it, and one of the songs here, I think let's take a moment, let's play it. I want people to hear. Hear.
She left her car in the driveway. She left the keys in the door. She left her kids at her mama's, and a laundry piled up on the floor. She left her ring on the pillow, right where it wouldn't be missed. She left a note in the kitchen next to the grocery list. It said, "You don't even know who I am. You left me a long time ago. You don't even know who I am. So what do you care if I go?"
He left the rain on the pillow. He left the clothes on the floor. And he called her to say he was sorry, but he couldn't remember what for. So he said, "I've been doing some thinking. I've been thinking that maybe you were right. I go to work every morning, and I come home to you every night. And you don't even know who I am. You left me a long time ago. You don't even know who I am. So what do you care if I go?"
You don't even know who I am. So what do I care if you go? No.
All right. That was great. That was great. Who's the guy
Thank
singing?
you.
Who's the guy singing it with you?
And then Buddy Jewel.
Oh, okay. Uh, how did you come up with that song? Because a
Um,
lot of people write songs and they get this inspirations from different places. Where did you get the inspiration for this song?
so that song is a cover. Do you know the original?
No, I actually don't. I didn't.
Okay, because
I got
it
it.
is a really famous country song, but it's not a duet. And it's a Patti Loveless song. It's one of her biggest hits, probably. But I had this idea to turn this into a duet. I always felt like this song needs to be a duet because it's literally like her side and his side. Yeah, that's
You did.
why that's the only cover I have on that CD. But it's that, and I made it a duet.
And people, you can buy the CDs and her music. Just go to that website underneath this scrolling by and get some merch. And
That's right.
that's it. Now you travel with a all female group called the Farewell Angelina.
Yeah, Farewell Angelina. That's right.
Tell me a little bit about that band. Is this a band you put together, or just you join with the group, or?
So basically, I played for them for the first time in Europe, like with that EU band. So they came. They were 4 girls at that time, and we were their backup band.
Oh,
And
okay.
then when I moved here, I got back in touch with them and I said, "Hey, I'm here now. Like, if ever you need a guitar player." And then actually, right at that time, their guitar player moved to California, so they needed another guitar player. And then I joined them and toured with them like for 2 years until they split up. Like they're not a band anymore now.
Right. Now, you also with Louisiana-born singer Karen Waldrup. You,
Hmm.
did you join her band or just sing with her group or play with her group?
Yeah, I joined her band and I toured with her for a little over a year. Yeah.
Hmm. Well, see, to me, when doing that, you're really getting the experience of all different types of music, the way it's played. I
Yeah.
mean, it's
Yeah.
same music, but it's played differently by each artist. It plays it. I'm sure if you hear Hotel California and you hear 3 different bands play it, it's going to be a little different, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah. You got to be very versatile when you like play for so many different artists.
Well, I know that you actually played that song on one of your reels, I believe. Hotel California. Or,
I mean, I play it downtown Nashville all the time, but I don't think I've ever posted a video. I did do an Eagles song, Peaceful Easy Feeling I did the other
that's
day.
what it was. Yes, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hotel California. It wouldn't be kind of soothing.
I could do a video of that because I play it every week downtown. So, and
Okay.
I love that solo.
Now you have opened for Daryl Worley, Buddy Jewel, which was you said helped me sing that song. Chris Jansen, Greg
Hmm.
Morgan, Paul Overstreet, Jude Nichols, and all these guys that I mean, all these people you're opening up for, or you shows. How great is that? I mean, what is the feeling when one of these stars like this ask you to open up them? Because to me, you've got some big shoes to fill to open up for some of these big artists because they're looking, because the crowd's out there looking for the professional artists. Then you come out there and kill.
Right.
I gotta ask you this: do they tell you that they don't overplay us? Don't, I mean, I guess most big artists don't want someone to open up for them to really take the show, and people want to hear them
That's
before.
right.
Because
That's
I,
right.
I used to DJ some music and country music, and I've had the band complain that was playing there that I outplayed them, and they wanted to hear that music, which understandable because mine was the original artist, and they weren't playing, so I had to kind of watch that a little bit. But you're a great I mean, when you're out there on that stage like that, I mean, just by listening to your videos and listen to your reels and all that, I can just sit there and listen to that. I mean, I get a, uh,
Thank
you
you.
you have a calming about it, you know, that just makes you want to relax and just listen to it. As my
Well, that's
brother-in-law,
good. That's good to hear.
yeah, as my brother-in-law would say, he'd had his little brandy there and cigar and and just the music. Now, when you moved to Nashville, did that kind of push you to home in on some of your songwriting and performance skills? Because you know you're going to Nashville, and there's a lot of competition up that way, isn't it?
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Like now, if I look back, I know I got my degree in Europe, but I feel like where I really turned into a country player was here. Like I've learned so much the past 5 years, and I learn every day.
Now, why don't you see yourself as becoming a solo artist?
Um, that's funny that you say that. It's like I always say my own music is my hobby, but my job is to play guitar for other people. And in the past few years, I didn't have time for my hobby. Like I was so busy playing that I neglected my own music. Like I released that album, but the only time I ever played my own songs was when I did solo shows because I don't have my own band. I don't have a band that plays for me.
Right.
And it's really it's a big job to put a band together and you have to organize everything. You need to pay the band, you need to rehearse. Like I just didn't have the chance to do that. So I had to make sure I make money so we can pay the rent and I had to go play for other people. And there's a lot of reasons why I'm not like fronting my own band, but another reason is I really love to play for other artists. Like I love being a part of another artist's band. I probably love that more than being the front person. So
You
yeah,
know,
even though I love to sing, like, and I love to write songs.
well, you know, I know a lot of writers that writes for uh, professional for a lot of big bands. I don't. When I talked to Richard Sturbin, and because I asked him, I said, "Did you write the song Elvira?" He says, "No, we don't write our songs." He said, "We got writers that write the songs, and we
Yeah.
together." And I even asked him, I said, well, "Where did Elvira come from? You know, the music itself." He says, "Well, the writer was driving down the road. He seen this big sign that said that road was called Elvira Road, so he wrote it down. And he went down that road, and it had so many holes in it, and the potholes that's where the Bampa Mau Mau come from, is from that."
Oh, that's so cool.
And I said, "Well, that's pretty interesting." But in writing songs, see you in writing your songs, it might be some great famous artist says, "I want that song," and
Yeah.
and you make just as much as well having paying the band and paying bus fees and buying all these
That's
things here.
true. Yeah, you never know. I've already pitched songs, a couple songs to other artists. So far, nobody has picked up one of my songs. But I mean, I haven't written very many songs. Like I haven't been writing songs in the past couple of years, to be honest. But I do want to get back into it.
Well, I don't see how you have time all the all the
Yeah,
places
I mean,
you
it
go.
is. I am really busy, like, because I play for so many different people. It's so much music that I have to constantly learn.
Now, do they, when they call to ask you to say, "Look, we need you to play with the band here," and you might not even know the band itself, that's probably happened quite often. And do they send you a song list that they play before you get there, or is it one of them last minute things? Hey, can you hop on a plane and come out?
Yeah, sometimes it's great and I get the material way in advance and every song with keys and everything. And then there's other times where I get a list with no keys and then there's a big mess with the keys, or I get the list like on short notice, or I get a list but then they make changes the day before the gig and change everything, or I don't get a list. That has happened too. That I literally go to the gig and I'm like, I hope I know these songs. So there's really everything from really good and really easy to really hard.
Oh, well, I can imagine. Now, can you hear, like, if you hear a song or I mean, new song come out or like that, and you can sit down and let me listen to that again and kind of pick it out that way?
Yeah, I'm really good with learning by ear. And sometimes downtown, when people request a song and I don't know it, then I would take my phone and listen to the intro and then like play it. And I'm not saying I'm able to play it note for note, but I'm pretty good with picking up what I hear.
Now, the song I just played, that's on your album, Who I Am, correct? Is the title
Yes.
of that came out in 2022. You had like what 13 tracks with actually some well-known artists that sings with you on those tracks.
Yeah. Yeah. I had two collaborations, one with Buddy Jewel and then with Charlie McCoy. And that's a song that he wrote. He wrote it and he thought like I would do a great job singing that song. So I changed it a little bit and then he played harmonica on it. That was really cool. Like those two collaborations are probably the best part of the album for me.
Yeah. Well, it's when I was looking at it and listening to some of the songs, uh, you got a pretty voice, and to go with your playing, it's just there and smooth, and you blend in well with the artists that you have performing with you. It's almost like y'all have been singing for years together, and so it's well put. And on this album, where did you Who I Am? Why did you pick that name for the album?
I picked that name because nobody like knew me as an artist. I was always just a guitar player. And that's why I thought I put out this one album. Like I didn't have any ambitions with that album, but I thought this is something that's actually coming from me now. I'm not playing for somebody else. This is really my song. And that's why I chose Who I Am. And some of the songs, they are personal, like very personal.
Hmm.
Some are not, but yeah, I just felt like this is something that's literally coming from me.
You played a lot of places there in Nashville that's pretty well known, like Tootsie's, the
Hmm.
Orchard there, and of course Superstar Alan Jackson's, AJ's, and the Good Time Bar, and the legendary The Stage on Broadway. And I've been through all of those when we was up there. Uh, and to me, I love the way they got the layout there because it's like you can walk down the street, and if they got those big windows open or big doors open right there, you can stand right there and look right at the band and hear
Yeah.
them. And I think when they designed that the way they did, it was just perfect. And uh, I'm just wondering if when you're standing up there and all these people behind you, does that make you nervous any?
No, no. I mean, you get so used to it. And usually it's like the drummer who sits right in the window. So I'm usually like a little farther. Um, but yeah, no, I mean, and like those people, they usually just stop for a few seconds and then they keep going or they come into the bar.
Yeah,
It's the bar scene. Like it's yeah. That's the thing that makes me the least nervous. Like playing in those bars where people are, drunk and loud. That yeah, that does not make me nervous.
well, I know they're loud, and it's crowded. We came up there when it's we thought wasn't going to be as crowded, and it was crowded. And I'm going to name some countries that you have played in, and of course, the USA, Canada, Australia, Egypt, France, Spain, of course, Switzerland, Germany, Australia. I mean, I know some artist that's very famous that hasn't been to all these countries and played. And
Right, right. But coming from Europe, like my country, Switzerland, is so small. So I had to venture out at a young age. And now that I got to play in Australia and Egypt, that's kind of special. Yeah, that was great.
well, uh, no, when these artists they call you and say, "Okay, we want you to come out here," do they send you the plane ticket, or do you have to buy the plane ticket and take off out there first, or do they make all the arrangements for you? And uh,
Yeah, they usually make all the arrangements, and it's always paid, everything, travel and accommodation.
I think that's good. I mean, you can go on vacation and get paid for it.
Yeah, except like it's usually not vacation at all. And like in some of these places, you literally play the show, you stay overnight, and you leave the next day. So it's not like you get to see a lot of these places.
Okay, well, I'm going to play a little video here of you actually just playing with yourself and one of my favorites, of course. And I'll let people listen to this. That is awesome. I love Ghost Riders in the Storm, and you played it excellent.
Thank you. I love that song. Like I play that every Saturday when I play with this band in Nashville. We'll play that every Saturday. Like some people actually request that song.
I can see why. Like I said, I love the Blues Brothers, and used to watch it years ago, and that was one of my favorite songs was the horses coming over, the Ghost Rider horses, and the video of it. Now I've got some pictures here I want to show also that we'll let you comment on too, and you can tell me a little bit about these.
Mhm.
All right, the Guitar World.
Yeah.
You were on the Guitar World and also the Guitar Thrills magazine, using both of these magazines and featured.
Yes. So on Guitar Thrills, I made it onto the cover, which that really made me proud. Like that's something to be proud of. And then Guitar World, which is like the most sold guitar magazine in the whole world. I got like one page in there, and also that like made me really proud.
Well, when I've seen them, like I think, wow, how cool is that to be on, right on, especially on Guitar Thrills, right on the front page.
Yeah.
Now, who are these ladies?
So that's like a good example of just it was a one time job. Like the girl with the fiddle,
Uh-huh.
she was looking for a band to play a little showcase, and that was the band. So it was a one time thing.
Wow.
But we posted that picture, and so many people thought like this is the new girl group. And it was so funny because we knew this is just a one time thing because we're all super busy.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of Diamond Rio, and McKee is her last name, same as mine, that plays the fiddle and all. And they, I remember from years ago, and they still, of course, play now. Okay, let's see. Right here, this band here, tell me a little bit about where you at there.
So that's the EU band. I believe that's with Paul Overstreet. Yes. So that was in Germany.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. And then you know what? I can look at them and tell they play country.
Yeah.
And on your left there, that's your article that was in was which one was that in? It was a Guitar World
That
or
was, yeah, that was Guitar World. Exactly. Yeah.
yeah. See, I mean, that's a nice article.
Yeah, it's like a full page. Like I actually thought when I did the interview, I thought it would be this little paragraph, and then I bought the magazine and I saw like this full page, and it made me so happy.
Oh yeah, it does. When you just wow, you look at it. I've been on the front page of our local paper here, and one for this show here, and another one for when I used to do ghost hunting with the videos.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's my wife told me, says, don't bring them home with you. Tell me what's the match day lineup?
So that was last year. I got to play in a soccer stadium. It's so the Nashville Soccer Club, you know how before the game somebody would sing the anthem, and the Nashville Soccer Club has this thing where there's always a guitar player who plays the lick. It's basically, was it 1 minute or 30? No, I think 30 seconds where you play something like you can make it up, and it will blast all over the stadium.
Wow, well that's pretty cool.
And I did that with I did it with my guitar bestie together, Beth Garner. She's another female guitar player, and yeah, we then played some stuff harmonized for 30 seconds, and it was crazy because the stadium was maybe not sold out, but there were a lot of people there.
Now, do you have your favorite guitar? I know you got more than one, but do you have a favorite that you just really go to each time?
I do, yeah. It's a thin line that has the gold pickguard. That's my newest and favorite because I love gold, and I usually play. I have two thin line guitars. They're lighter than the solid body ones. So when I play 4-hour gigs, I always play those two because they I'm like a tiny girl, and some of my other tellies are so heavy. Like
Oh,
it's hard for me to play a 4-hour gig with these.
well, I can imagine. No, 4 hours playing. Wow. Uh,
Hmm.
right here, Country Star, and this I gather this is in Europe.
Yeah, that was in Europe. That's where I met Buddy Jewel. I opened for him as a duo, yeah, with one of my friends in Switzerland. So yeah, that was in Germany.
Yeah, that's a cool feature there. And
Yeah, that was great.
now, do you speak several different languages? I meant to ask you that earlier.
Yes. So my mother tongue is Swiss German. Then I obviously speak the standard German. I do speak French, like not super fluent, but my brother's family lives in the French speaking part. And then I understand Italian, and I can read Spanish. I don't really speak it just because I never get to speak it, but I kind of understand the language. Yeah, and
Well,
then English.
I took 2 semesters of Spanish, and I can barely order when I go to Mexican restaurant. Okay, and here you are playing on stage here, and who was you with here?
That was with Farewell Angelina and the EU band. So that was in France,
Oh,
in
okay.
Nice, France, and yeah, so it's those. Well, on that gig there were only 3 girls, so 3 girls, and then I'm part of the backup band, like the drummer, bass player, me, and that was it. Yeah, there was no steel player.
Okay, I just kind of wonder. I see the palm trees behind you,
Yeah, that was on the French Riviera. Really nice.
and this is, of course, inside the articles that we talked about. And it's great pictures. I think, didn't you use this picture on your album on the
That's
left?
right. Yeah, that was the album cover. And the picture on the right, so that was part of when I did the photo shooting for the single cover for I Did It Anyway. That's part of that series.
Yeah, I like the music bars above the radio signal. And here you are with another big article. Now, where the picture on the left, where was that at?
So that's on the pedestrian bridge in Nashville. Have you
Yeah,
like walked
yeah,
over the Cumberland River? Yeah, that was there.
right. I thought I recognized the buildings behind you. I just trying to think and make sure it was because you traveled everywhere, so I have to ask.
Yeah.
That's a good interview article, also. And of course, here's two album covers, right? Any more?
Yeah, Anymore was just a single. That was the first single that I released ever. Yeah, that was my very first single.
Yeah. Well, I like the photographs that were taken. Do you have someone that does that for you, or?
Yeah, my husband takes all my pictures. He's really good. He's got a great eye and he tells me like what to do and it always turns out great.
Well, I tell you, he's got the act for it there. I know a lot of photographers. I do a little bit myself. Most of mine's niche is the videos and things, but I always look at the artist's artwork and I, I look at the background of them. I look at everything on stuff like that because that's what he used to do as a graphic artist. And but he does a great job at it. So,
Thank
well,
you. That's good to hear.
well, we at the top of our hour, and I really appreciate
Oh
you.
yeah, that went by fast.
Yes, it does. It goes by quick, and I really appreciate you coming on here and uh, spending time with me and letting people into your home and into your life and what you're doing. Please look at her website. She's got a Facebook page. Listen to her music, buy her music. Believe me, you will love it. And thank you so much again for coming.
Thank you, Jerry. Thank you so much.
And folks, we're going to be ending here shortly. And next week, if you're an inventor, we've got a gentleman coming over here who's done 2 episodes of Shark Tank. He used to be a general manager over BMW plant, and he's an inventor, and he has this new program that you can bring your invention and sell it to him and promote it. He'll tell you how to promote it and all that. That's next week, next Monday. So stay tuned at 7 o'clock, and I will reveal everything next week. Andrea, have a great day, Andrea, and Godspeed with you.
Thank you so much.